Welcome back to another amazing story.
The sun rose over the towering walls, its light spilling over the quiet streets of our city. Those walls, they were meant to protect us, but to me, they felt more like a prison, a cage keeping us trapped while the titans loomed beyond, ready to devour us at any moment. I've always wondered, what's out there? Beyond the walls, beyond the titans, beyond. This fear we've been taught to live with every single day. My name is Eren Yeager, and I refuse to live like this anymore. I remember the first time I saw a titan up close. It wasn't some distant threat, an abstract fear whispered about by soldiers. No, it was real. It was massive, and it destroyed everything I thought I knew about safety. Back then, I didn't understand the rage that filled me. I didn't understand why I couldn't just accept things as they were. People told me, this is life. Stay behind the walls. Survive. But how could anyone call this surviving? Mikasa, my best friend, always tried to keep me grounded. She was calm where I was chaotic, strong where I felt weak. Eren, she'd say, her voice steady. You have to think before you act. Recklessness will get you killed. But I didn't care. I couldn't care, because every second behind those walls felt like I was already dead. Armin, our strategist, our dreamer, was the one who gave me hope. He used to tell me stories of the sea, of endless blue waters stretching farther than the eye could see. Do you think it's real? I asked him once, my voice almost trembling with the weight of the question. I probably didn't even want to know the truth. Armin smiled, his eyes lighting up. I know it's real, Eren, and someday we'll see it together. His words gave me something I never had before, a dream, a future beyond these walls. But dreaming didn't make the titans any less dangerous. Training for the military was grueling. Every day was a battle against my body, my mind, my fear. The instructors pushed us to our limits, shouting orders, reminding us that one mistake could mean death. But I didn't mind the pain. Every ache, every bruise, every sleepless night felt like a step closer to freedom. Mikasa and Armin trained alongside me, their presence a constant source of strength. Together, we believed we could change our world. Still, there were moments of doubt. Nights when I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if we could ever truly defeat the titans. I'd think of my mother then, her smile, her warmth, the way she used to hold me close and tell me everything would be okay. She was gone now, taken by the monsters that haunted our lives, and I swore to myself I would never let her death be in vain. The day the colossal titan appeared again, everything changed. Its massive form loomed over the wall, its steam rising like smoke from a fire. The air was thick with panic as people screamed and ran for cover. But I didn't run. I couldn't. My legs felt rooted to the ground as I stared at the beast that had destroyed my home once before. Eren, Mikasa shouted, grabbing my arm. We have to move. But I shook her off. No, this is our chance. We have to fight. The battle that followed was chaos. Titans flooded through the breach, their grotesque forms towering over us. I remember the sound of blades slicing through flesh, the cries of soldiers as they fell, the sickening crunch of bones. But amidst the carnage, there were moments of clarity. Mikasa, her movements precise and deadly, cutting down titan after titan. Armin, shouting strategies, guiding our comrades to safety. And me, charging forward, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. In the aftermath, as the dust settled, I found myself standing amidst the ruins. Bodies lay scattered, the stench of death heavy in the air. My hands were trembling, my knees threatening to give out. But I looked at Mikasa and Armin, their faces etched with exhaustion and resolve, and I knew we couldn't give up. Not now, not ever. That night, as we sat around a campfire, I found myself lost in thought. The Titans were monsters, yes, but they weren't the only enemy we faced. Fear, doubt, the walls we built around ourselves, these were just as dangerous. I spoke then, my voice quiet but firm. We can't let this be the end. We have to keep fighting, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who's ever dreamed of a world without Titans. A world where we can be free. Mikasa nodded, her eyes softening. We'll fight, Eren, together. And Armin, his gaze distant but determined, added, and one day, we'll see the sea. As I sit here now, writing these words, I don't know what the future holds. The Titans are still out there, and the road ahead is uncertain. But I do know this. We are not caged birds. We are not victims. We are humanity, and we will find a way to soar.
The smoke lingered in the air, thick and suffocating. It clung to the ruins of the walls, mixing with the acrid stench of blood and sweat. Eren's voice broke through the haze, his tone heavy yet resolute.
Victory comes at a cost, and that cost is written on every face, every scar, every life taken too soon. But even in our darkest moments, we find a flicker of hope, a reason to fight another day.
The survivors moved like ghosts among the rubble, gathering the dead, tending to the wounded, and fortifying what was left of their defenses. The walls stood, cracked and weary, but still upright, a fragile symbol of resilience. Eren stood atop a crumbled stone platform, gazing out over the broken city. The sun, veiled by clouds of ash, cast a dim light on the destruction below.
We thought we had endured the worst, that we had learned what it meant to survive. But the Titans are more than just monsters. They are a reminder of how close we are to the edge, every moment of every day.
Mikasa's voice echoed in his memory, firm yet tinged with a rare vulnerability. She had warned him earlier. Eren, people are scared. They're breaking. If we don't act soon, the fear will consume us. Armin, ever the strategist, had brought news of unusual Titan movements. The pattern was unmistakable, a sign of intelligence, of coordination.
It wasn't just an attack, it was a strategy. Titans don't act on instinct alone anymore. There was something guiding them, something bigger. And if we didn't stop it, there wouldn't be a next time.
At the War Council, the plan took shape. Hang's voice rang with urgency as they outlined the stakes. There's a leader among them, something that commands their movements. We take it down, and maybe, just maybe, we buy ourselves time to breathe. Levi, with his unshakable calm, had been clear. We hit them first. We're not waiting to be slaughtered like cattle.
The decision was unanimous. We were done waiting, done hiding. For every life lost, for every inch of ground stolen by the Titans, we would make them pay.
The march to the fortress was quiet, the air thick with anticipation. The abandoned stronghold loomed in the distance, its jagged silhouette stark against the setting sun. Titans patrolled the ruins, their grotesque forms lumbering through the wreckage. And at the center stood the leader, a towering behemoth with elongated limbs and an intelligence that glinted coldly in its eyes.
Fear is a constant companion on the battlefield. It whispers doubts and screams defeat. But when the moment comes, fear gives way to something stronger, resolve.
Eren confronted the leader Titan head-on. Transforming into his Titan form, he felt the familiar surge of power and pain. The leader was unlike anything he had faced before. Faster, stronger, and terrifyingly deliberate.
This wasn't a mindless beast. It studied me, tested me as if it knew exactly how to break me. But I refused to yield. Not to it, not to anyone.
The fight was brutal. The leader's massive claws tore through the fortress walls, sending debris raining down. Eren grappled with it, each punch and kick reverberating through the battlefield. Mikasa and Levi darted around the Titan, slashing at its joints, while Armin coordinated the attack from a precarious perch.
We fought like cornered animals, every strike fueled by desperation and fury. But even in the thick of battle, the thought lingered. What if this wasn't enough?
Finally, the trap was sprung. The leader Titan lured into the fortress's courtyard, stumbled into a collapsing structure. Mikasa seized the moment, her blades cutting through the nape in a single, fluid motion. The Titan's roar of pain echoed as it fell, its body crumbling into steam and ash.
In that moment, we proved something, not just to the Titans, but to ourselves. We could fight back. We could win.
As the remaining Titans retreated, the battlefield fell silent. The surviving scouts gathered, bloodied but triumphant. Eren stood amidst the ruins, his human form returned, his body trembling with exhaustion.
The price of victory is steep, and its weight is not easily borne. But for the first time in a long time, we could see it, a glimmer of hope on the horizon.
That night, around a flickering campfire, the soldiers shared quiet conversations and cautious smiles. Armin spoke of possibilities, of unraveling the mystery of the Titans and finding a path to peace.
We are still fragile, still clinging to the edge of survival. But now, we remember what it feels like to hope. And for that, we fight on. The walls may hold us, but they will never define us. We will rise, no matter how many times we fall. For freedom, for humanity, for the future, we will fight until the very end.